I think there was like some heavyweight match that happened that was like kind of cool, or something interesting. What do you got to say about that, champ?
Um, I'm gonna be honest. I left a little early and I missed that one. But bro, that was crazy. I
Insane.
got it.
Did you go watch it back?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was a great match. I think Wyatt wrestled a great game plan. Honestly, not to make this about me, but it seemed similar to my match. Like kept it close and forced Gable into some positions that prevented him from getting momentum, and then went all out on one offensive score with short time so that he could hold him down for like less than 20 seconds and got the dub. And it was pretty crazy. I definitely did not see that happening. I thought if anybody was going to do it, it was going to be Greg, and so props to him.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy, man. That was like honestly shocking. I didn't expect it at all. But you could kind of just see it as the match was going. I think something that impressed me was Wyatt's scrambling and his
Mm-hmm.
ability to kind of defend the takedowns and stuff, because we haven't really seen anybody since you be able to like defend Gable and like fend him off. All the guys just kind of like get thrown down, and so the scrambling is and the defense is really what impressed me. Obviously, the last takedown at the end was amazing, but
Yeah.
just to like have the confidence to go out there and really believe in yourself and stop him for 6.5 minutes and then make that last 30 seconds your own. That was like it was pretty amazing.
Yeah, and I think something that he did differently for myself is he was big enough to get into like some pretty funky positions, and I don't think Gable's wrestled anyone that size that could move like him. So he was able to like I said prevent a lot of those scores because he could still like wrestle through those positions. Being he had to weigh at least 250 by the looks of it, and so I think that also it looked like that was intentional and that helped him a lot.
Yeah, no, he looked big. It was kind of interesting. I was looking at him and I was like, these guys have the exact same build. Like
Hmm.
they're built like the exact same, as far as their their body size and kind of their overall build, and then you could see the explosiveness and the strength that was like pretty even. So,
Yeah.
I'm surprised that I don't know. It's just like I guess I wonder like in Gable's mind if he felt pressure going into the match or if he was like overlooking him maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean he was doing his kind of showboating thing, like walking out, which I was like, oh, this is cool, but like I hadn't like seen much of that from him throughout the tournament, so I couldn't tell if that was like what you're saying. He was like, oh, I'm good, like this is the last match, I'm about to wrap it up, or if like he was kind of nervous about this match and like was trying to overcompensate a little bit.
That's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say as well. It was like the only that why it would seem like the only person that Gable faced in that tournament that didn't give into like the mental edge.
Hmm.
Because the one guy in the match that I'm kind of referring to about this is like even the guy from I think it was Rutgers that got
Hmm.
DQ'd.
Yeah.
Like I think that Gable won that match before he even stepped on the mat,
Hmm.
and it didn't seem like you could see how chippy it was with Wyatt and Gable as soon as Wyatt came out with the American flag. Like, did you, Bo? You were obviously pretty close to that. What would do you know what was said there?
I don't know what was said. It was kind of funny. Actually, for that match, I went into the back, so I was watching it on a iPad with the rest of the Penn State guys. We were back in the locker room, just kind of chatting it up and stuff. And I didn't expect it to be that competitive of a match. So for me, I was like, whatever. I'll just hang out with the boys. And he came out with the flag, and I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like he better if you're gonna come out the flag, like you got to win. Like
Yeah.
you have no. I was like, that's really like a bold statement for him because in the moment I was like, this dude's about to walk out with the flag and then get smashed. Like that's not a good look.
Hmm.
And then as the match went on, I was like, I said in the first period, I was like, yo, if this dude like keeps it close, he's got a chance. Like you never know what can happen at the end. Like if he stays within one takedown. And then Gable kind of took him down, and I was like, all right, here we go. They're gonna, he's gonna start putting it on him. And then the second period ended, and it was still one takedown, and I was like, dude, he's in there. Like he could do it for real. And I didn't think there was any chance of him actually taking Gable down. I was like, yo, he's got to snap him down, run around, or Gable's got to like take a shot and he can run around his shot, because I just didn't really believe that he had the offense to be able to get it done. But when he shot in, like with whatever it was, 25, 30 seconds left, it was life or death. Like it was all or nothing right there, and he made it happen. So, props to him. And I think that's, in my mind, it's probably the second biggest upset in NCAA wrestling history behind, Dan Gable losing, right? Like, I mean, the only difference.
So that was his last match, right? Same thing?
The exact same thing. The only difference is Dan Gable had never lost. Like, he literally went 3 years as a national champion, undefeated, had never lost a match, and then lost his very final match to Larry Owings. And so I feel like you got to give Dan Gable the nod as far as biggest upsets go, because he had never lost up to that point. Obviously Gable had lost a couple times, so but I mean, still eerily similar situations, and how ironic is it, like he was literally named after him, and the exact same thing, almost exact same thing happened. It's like poetic in a way. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like that energy transferred a little bit.
It had to have. It had to have.
Yeah, named after him.
Yeah. That's why names are important. You gotta pick a strong name.
Yeah, that's why you're naming your son after me was a great move. So, but for Wyatt, that was insane. Like he's on top of the world, bro. That arena went crazy.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like I missed it. I wasn't even there.
So did I.
It hasn't been like the craziest feeling ever for him. Nobody believed in him. I'm sure he had a lot of doubts himself. He'd wrestled Gable a couple times, I'm sure, and I don't think that they were ever really close. Had he wrestled him? He had wrestled him?
I remember them wrestling in freestyle, and he got teched, I think.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I mean, but I loved. I loved it, man. That's why why we wrestle, why we don't just hand the awards out to whoever's seated the highest. You got to make it happen.
That was crazy, dude. The amount of people that called me and texted me, and I was like, "What is happening?"
Yeah, it was wild, bro. It was really crazy, man. And overall, the whole weekend was super interesting. I feel like early in the tournament, first round, second round, there were a lot of upsets. It was like number 20 seed beating number 4 seed and all this crazy stuff. But then if you look at the end, like most of the top seeds made the finals, and I think half of the number 1 seeds end up winning, which is, I don't know. I mean, in my mind, that's kind of a lot, just because it's not easy to win, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
I also thought it was crazy that I just thought about this. He went to Air Force for like 4 years. And in my mind, the thing that I thought about is like, there's no way that dude's fitting in a plane. He's way too big. I know that there's obviously probably some other jobs in the Air Force, but that is the first thing I thought about when I heard all these news reports coming out, is that this guy, he transferred from there. I'm sitting there like, what was he doing there before wrestling? He's not fitting in that plane, man.
He's a good old American boy.
Yeah, I gotta love that dude.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like is how much the fans were, it seemed like, cheering against Gable. Like, I understand that like being pumped for Wyatt, but it kind of turned me off the amount of people that were like so pumped that Gable lost. Like that I just don't understand that from like a fan's perspective.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't out there, so I didn't really think it felt like that, but I think that maybe it has to do with I think it probably has to do more with Wyatt just being like an American, coming out with the flag, and being having done 4 years at the Air Force Academy. And I think at the end when we watched the award ceremony, when they announced Gable in second place, everybody cheered. Okay,
that's good.
Yeah.
I guess it was more from the feedback I was getting. Just like so many people were so pumped, and I was like,
yeah, I think people were pumped because people just love to see like crazy storyline upsets and stuff like that. It just makes things more exciting. I don't think it's personal towards Gable. I think people still like him. Like he was classy on the award stand. He raised the trophy and waved, and everybody cheered really loudly. So I think the respect was shown.
If you guys like that clip, check out the whole podcast here. and make sure to hit that subscribe button.